I'm Laura.
Hello, I'm Nick, and we've got some really big news because this is our very first Carers TV, and we're live here at Glasswells in Bury St Edmunds, and we're going to be talking with Paul Glasswell in a few moments' time.
We've also got Michelle Clark from Lose the Label and Lucy here to answer your questions.
And some quick food recipes from Lewis Ryan, the chef, who's going to be doing something very special with pastry and a sausage. It's called a sausage roll.
Let's get going.
So we've now got our first interview with Paul Glasswell himself.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed for giving up your time, and also the space. We're on a very comfy sofa here.
We are indeed.
It's available for purchase, of course. And one of the things that you do notice when you come into to Glasswells here in Bury St Edmunds is this fantastic timeline. You've got your grandfather, your father, of course, the team here that keep the Glasswells business well and truly ahead of much of the competition, I'm sure. How important is that sort of to you and the team? It's a great weight of responsibility, I would imagine, isn't it, on your shoulders when you look at how the business has grown?
Well, it is. It's, as you say, 72 years old now, and still going strong. Started just after the war by my grandfather and father together, and now we're 280 odd people, and we've got stores in Ipswich and Saffron Walden and Haverhill, as well as here in Bury, which is our, of course, home day.
Well, that takes us neatly to where we are right now, because we're in one of your sets, and these really are. You forget you're in a store, don't you?
Yeah, no, you do.
You feel like something. You just take your shoes off, and actually you're almost at home, which is great when you're thinking of buying furniture. But you've chosen to make this very, very spacious, and that ties in really with the importance of making this as appealing to all customers and carers coming in here, imagining furniture at home and the specific needs they have. That's important to your business as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to appeal to a wide cross-section of ages and wealth brackets and habits. And
because you could cram more furniture in here if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But this is about trying to make the furniture the hero, and as it would be in your own home.
Yeah.
You know, the Englishman home is their castle, and people buy quality furniture from us that where their homes are important to them. So we never will be the cheapest in the market, but we do think we can supply you with the best furniture in the right colour schemes to make your home as beautiful as you'd like it to be. And
the ethos of making the business attractive to all, and specifically, obviously, we're talking on Carers TV about carers.
Yeah, and families.
That's really important to all business. And you think it's something that perhaps all businesses should look at and consider?
Well, every business would like to think that it is welcoming and attractive. But I do think that the value of our family running this business, and the fact that we've got 80 or 90 people with over 20 years service on our honours board upstairs, we do believe that we are a very friendly face for people.
Yeah.
And we're happy to see anybody who wants to come and look around our furniture store. They can buy carpets, curtains.
And they're going to have a coffee and a sausage roll.
You go and visit the cafe.
Or like I did last week, a massive scone. I mean, it was fantastic. It was a beautiful, very light, but my goodness, that plate was strong to carry the way. And that leads us to where we're going now for some quick food for carers. And we're going over to Lewis Ryan, who is now head chef at Baythorn Hall. Fantastic, talented, really interesting story. And we were in Patricia's garden. Beautiful summer's days, like this never-ending summer this year.
Amazing.
And we take some pastry, we take some sausages, and we make some sausage rolls, as you will now discover. And the recipe is going to be on the website too.
Enjoy.
Well, welcome to Suffolk Carers Matter, and this is Quick Food for Carers. And in the garden, in Patricia's garden, we have Lewis, who has a real treat for us, because I think the three of us, we are all fans of sausage rolls. Is this right?
Yes. Totally.
Lewis, take it away.
Yep, so I'm going to start off with making sausage rolls. So I've already got some sausage meat here, already prepared. So this is going straight into my mixing bowl, and I'm going to need your help for this as well.
Okay.
You're going to be my chief mixer today.
Oh, see, chief mixer, not junior mixer.
No,
chief
mixer. I trust you after the last episode.
See, promotion.
I know, it's going well.
I'm going to chop up my chives.
Chives are good, aren't they?
Yes, excellent. Yeah.
Just really thin.
Nice subtle flavour.
Not too overpowering either.
No.
So chives are in. Whole grain mustard.
Whole grain mustard, yeah, we like this.
Yes.
Packs a good punch. So two teaspoons. We're going with, 2 teaspoons worth.
Yes.
A good pinch of salt as well.
Nice bit of salt, good.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm going to give it to you now. You're going to take it away.
Okay. What do you actually want the end result?
I just want you to mix it all in together.
Use your hands.
Hands were washed.
Did you get the action, Patricia? Absolutely. Look at that.
There we go. We've got it going.
Lewis, tell me.
Definitely Lewis.
Whilst I sit in a virtual stranger's garden with sausage meat in my hands, remind me, what's the finished product going to look like? You want it into one big ball, but all ingredients are now...
All ingredients are together. Everything's ready to go. I've just rolled out the pastry that was left over from the pie that we just made.
Yeah.
So very cost effective as well. So easy and it's very cheap to make as well. So I'm just trimming up the pastry so it's nice and square. So we have like one long sausage roll. Okay?
Okay.
So-
How's that? Is that okay? You happy with that?
I think you've done well there.
Oh, thank you.
So I want to take half of this first. Sausage meat goes in. Just going to pat it along. There you go. So you've got filling all the way through. Perfect. I'm going to wash my hands quickly. Right. So sausage meat to one side of it.
Yep.
All I'm going to do is take the pastry, it's not stuck, and just roll it over, and then we're just going to keep rolling it so we've got that really nice round sausage shape. Trim it again, and there we go. There's the start of the sausage roll.
Yeah.
Move it over to my bacon tray. And of course, once it's cooked, we can cut it, share it out.
And you've not closed the ends of that sausage roll?
I'm just about pinching. I'm going to egg wash it as well.
Oh, I see. Okay. Because otherwise, I'd have a bit of a washing up job, wouldn't I?
Yes, you don't want that
That
one.
would be oozing out, wouldn't it?
Well, it could do, yes.
That's
So-
a proper size sausage roll. How are you going to get out of that, would you say then, Lewis?
That's one for me.
I'm
Yeah.
liking this.
Cook's perks.
Yeah. I'm just going to score the top as well.
Oh,
Because
excellent.
when we brown it off, it's going to give a nice crisp flavour.
There we go.
There we go. Eggs going over.
Lovely.
And that's it. That's the sausage roll ready to go. And again, that's going to take 20 minutes, 20-25 minutes at 180 degrees just to cook through.
Right, well, here we are, everyone. Look what I'm back with, the sausage roll.
Oh, look at that.
Look, it looks
Wow.
very good.
Wow.
So what are we looking for? You want a knife? We're going to plate this. So we say a huge thanks, of course, to Lewis Ryan, Chef Lewis, for all his efforts today and cooking in your garden, Patricia. Not necessarily the perfect place to cook, but a beautiful place to cook. And Lewis has done a grand job. Who doesn't like a sausage roll? Well, that's everyone. We all like a sausage roll. So Simon, would you like a small piece? Yes, he's nodding. So we'll give him a piece. And I'll pass this
go.
around. Lewis, we say big thank you. Patricia, you better have yours.
Gorgeous.
too.
I'll take the nearest one. Lovely. A big chunk.
Yeah, you have yours. This is your payment for running up and down the street today.
Thank you. Lovely. Thanks very
I'm going to take this small piece here because I'm polite. First time ever. And you can see the mustard as well. I don't know if you can. Should I walk towards?
much. You was here.
Look at that. You see the mustard seeds in there.
Come on, Susie.
Really tasty. Really lovely.
Sausage roll.
Big thanks. Recipes are all online. Ruby's not allowed out of the kitchen. Get back in there. We'll see you again soon. Mmm.
Delicious. Gorgeous, Lewis. You really have.
Sophie must have some sausage roll.
Wonderful day.
Lovely.
You want some sausage roll, don't you?
Yeah.
Mmm.
So that was our quick food for carers. The recipe is on the website.
And I've got to say a massive thank you to Patricia,
Yeah.
who was such a character and a brilliant garden, wonderful person. As for the housemaid Ruby, not too sure about that. But Patricia, big thank you for all the time that you gave us.
Yes, thank you. So now we have our next interview with Michelle Clark from Lose the Label. So Michelle, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to talk to us.
My pleasure.
So to start with, would you like to tell us a bit about Mara and your story?
Certainly, it's my favourite subject.
This is your daughter?
Yes, she's my daughter. No doubts about it. Mara is just turned 6 years old.
Yeah.
Just had a massive superhero party with lots of friends and a disco.
Must have a disco.
Playing steps music because she's just totally obsessed with hate.
Who isn't?
Yes, face it, who isn't? Who isn't?
Who isn't? Yeah.
Mara was born with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
She came 7 weeks early due to something with me, nothing to do with,
And
with
tell us
her.
just how small she was when she came home eventually.
When she came home eventually, she was about just over 4.5 pounds.
Wow.
But she was in hospital for 4.5 weeks.
Yeah.
She was 3'3" when she was born.
Yeah.
Yes, and she used to lie on my arm, legs and arms over, just like a little koala. So it's quite easy to carry her around, actually. She came home with a tube for feeding, and it only lasted a week. She pulled it out, and we sort of never looked back, and kind of gave an indication of how determined and motivated my little girl is. Since then, she was born with 2 holes in her heart. Both of them closed spontaneously by the time that she was 18 months. So, avoided surgery or any massive issues with her heart there. At 3.5, she had tonsils and adenoids out.
Oh, that's right, because you said she had sleep apnea, didn't she?
Yeah, she had sleep apnea and also very heavy congestion because children with Down syndrome have very low muscle tone, which makes it much more difficult to sort of move out colds and flus and things like that. So we ended up with the tonsils and adenoids out, and it actually changed her life completely.
Yeah,
so instead of fighting, sort of
she
like
could put her
through
energy
the germs,
into
learning,
running.
and
What are you most proud of about Lose the Label? I mean, lots of things, I'm sure.
Mara, of course.
Of course,
but, also, I think initially that I am able to gently educate because we're talking about language, which is a massive, massive thing, and generally nobody goes there. But I believe that it kind of the language is what fuels
because it can be quite like subtle and quite insidious. It's not always.
People don't realise what they're saying.
No.
It's just something that's been inherited.
Yeah,
you're not just fighting for her. Most parents will fight. If if you're a lucky child, your parent will fight for you and will do their utmost for you.
I definitely do that.
You're not doing it just for her.
No, I'm not.
So why the battle for everyone then?
I think it's an injustice. I think that people with disability are very much underestimated. I think it's the societal view that disability is a disaster.
Yeah, and there has to be a negative connotation rather than No.
Yes, I'm not going to sit here and say that everything's rose tinted because it's not. There are challenges, and there are additional challenges to that if Mara didn't have Down syndrome.
Yeah, and there was a program on Radio 4 recently where they were talking about actually having more people's life stories as part of that information that goes out to parents.
Yes,
rather than just medical
and
statistics.
That's what's needed. We need some kind of balance to give people. I think generally what happens, you get that list of common medical conditions.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that your child won't have them all.
No.
They may just have a few.
Yeah.
And without the balance of what life's actually really like, then how can you actually make an informed decision?
I mean, for somebody now who's, just... if in your situation sort of 6 years ago, whether they're expecting a baby they've been told has got Down syndrome or they've just had a baby that's got Down syndrome, but what would be the sort of kind of words of wisdom that you would give them?
Seek information from those that live it.
Very good.
Go to support groups.
Or
make
other parents.
Contact. Meet other parents. It's a case I've actually produced a booklet that actually covers this from the point of having discussions about genetic testing during your prenatal care.
Where is that booklet available?
It's through Lose the Label. We have, but it's also through a few of the support groups we've created. But what our booklet, More Than Medical, is about is just to show the truth so that people can make informed decisions.
Yeah,
because it is very hard. When you're in that situation, you might feel quite emotional or fearful.
Yeah, and if you may not want to meet,
you may not want to meet another family. That's why the booklet was created, so that you can still get that information.
There is, I think, it's a common misconception that that people necessarily want. If you start networking with similar-minded people who have shared experience in some way, that's going to help you. You know what? Some people don't want to be that sociable and actually don't have the time to be that sociable. So actually having written material,
but they still want the information,
written content. And it's a good point now actually for us to bring in Lucy, because one thing I'm guaranteeing you will always have, however great you are at doing what you do is questions.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
as if by
yes.
magic, who appears?
Here's Lucy.
Who appears on
Hello.
Facebook?
Just ask Lucy.
Just ask Lucy. The big blue button on the website. Almost, I think we should rename you. JustAskLucy.com. We should forward all emails. So when it comes to questions, this is where Lucy comes in. Is it because we've got questions through the website?
Yes. So Lucy is also a parent carer, and so I mean some of the common questions that we do get asked are, so how can I refer my child for an EHC plan?
Yeah, that's right. That's really common.
Lucy, so you could tell us about that, and I'm sure Michelle will have her own experiences as well.
Yeah,
I'll try and be nice.
I was speaking to Michelle earlier actually, and we both have very different stories about the whole EHCP process. But actually, a lot of parents don't know that they can actually refer themselves to have an EHCP assessment through the local authority. Teachers can refer. Also, any professional basically that's working with your child, teacher, anybody can refer.
A health visitor.
Anybody that obviously has picked up that actually this child may need extra support in school, then that they can refer.
Yeah. So, okay, great. I think another common question that we've been asked a lot is about benefits, which is a huge minefield, I think, and a lot of people just don't know where to start and can get overwhelmed with paperwork.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what advice would you have about benefits for parent carers or, you know, carers in general?
I mean, when my son was first diagnosed, when he was 3.5, you know, I honestly didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know what was available, and I found a website really useful called Contact, which has a lot of information on there about everything basically. You know, they do parent support and stuff like that, so the main actual benefits, obviously, when you have a disabled child, is the DLA. The form is very scary to complete. I'm sure you.
How big
agree.
is this form?
Oh my goodness!
We took pages.
It's pages, isn't it?
It's more of a booklet then.
And they have changed it a bit, so I mean, they've made it a little bit easier, but it is hard, isn't it? It's sort of a bit depressing when you do it.
It's very depressing because you actually end up doing something that's completely unnatural. And that is focusing on the negatives and what your child is not able to do by comparison, which is actually harder for a single child family. Sorry, because I have nothing to compare against.
Of course.
But it's just so unnatural to be focusing on that. So that's probably the worst thing about the disability living allowance forms.
And also, there's obviously carers allowance. Also, some actual parents don't know that if their child has a disability, then they can claim an extra element of child tax credit, which is the disability element for the child. That is changing to universal credit, I know, in some areas at the moment. But there is...
Sorry.
You're going to say... But so there is that extra bit. And there's a lot of other things, like you can get reduced rail fares, you can get a cinema card that entitles you to money off, and one person goes free and stuff like that. So there is a lot out there, but I would recommend the Contact,
because that's where gathering that information
it's
and
really
finding
excellent.
out what you're entitled to. And
can you understand why some people occasionally will just look at that, and because I'm not a form filler or anything in life, it's like, oh no, it's like, no, I just don't want to. Can you see why some people just walk away?
Absolutely.
And if you're not confident with form filling and things like that as well, then that can be another challenge, can't it?
It's not just that. It is a case I didn't actually apply for Mara's disability living allowance until she was about 3.
Okay.
Because I felt we could do it on our own. And it was a case of, it's hard. Maybe it depends how differently you've been brought up and things like that. It's sort of like you don't want to ask for help.
That's right.
But it is actually sort of realising that your child is entitled to that because there are going to be difficulties. And things that help, like additional medication that they need because there's higher infections or things like
and the
that.
Perception
So it will actually help your child.
The perception is that it's a handout rather than actually support. That a healthy society is there through the taxation system to ensure that actually the support is there.
And also it's for things, for example, like with a child with a disability, they may have a lot of problems in the night with regards to toileting. So you're washing a lot more. You're needing to get get a washing machine quite a lot. You know, electricity bills.
And your
are
water
higher.
bill's going to go up as well.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's those things that actually you don't really think about until you actually think, actually, hold on, yes, I do.
And
you
as
know,
part of your day-to-day life, you are incurring.
Yeah, you are, but you just accept it because you just think that that's your But when you actually look properly at the bigger picture, you can see.
Well, it's things like it's like with toileting. With you know, I have a child with Down syndrome, which is a learning disability and a delay.
Yeah.
So it is a case of she's just come out of nappies.
Yeah.
And
nappies are not
pull-ups
cheap,
or what have you.
honest.
No, they're not.
You know.
And so like, you know, she's just turned 6.
Yeah, so and the bigger ones are even more expensive, aren't
they?
They
are. They are. So it is a case. It was through no fault of her own.
No, of course not.
It is just a case that all these little things actually end up being quite expensive. So
well, if you've got a question, you're ready to answer all questions, aren't you, Lucy?
I am always.
Well, that's all questions. I mean, you know.
If you go to the website, there is the Ask button on the website, and we would love to have questions from you. And then on our next Carers TV programme, we can ask Lucy some more questions.
So just search for Suffolk Carers Matter through your search engine, and he will eventually come to you.
Eventually, yeah. I'm there somewhere.
It's far easier than filling a form in.
Well, yeah, definitely. yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Lucy, and thank you, Michelle. It's been great to hear from both of you.
And we say big thanks. We say a big thanks to the team here at Glasswells, of course. Yes. And thanks to you for watching. Find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, and we hope to see you soon.
Yes, see you next month.